Hundreds of companies have announced plans to suspend or halt operations in Russia over invasion in Ukraine. Companies like Google, Amazon, Twitter suspended many of their services in Russia, and with this, Russia demonstrated its progress in creating a Splinternet, a move that would effectively detach the country from the rest of the world's internet infrastructure. So welcome to this episode of Tech News. Our topic today is Splinternet. As the name suggests, Splinternet means splintering the internet or dividing the internet due to various factors, such as technology, commerce, politics, nationalism, religion, and divergent national interests. Clyde Wayne Cruz, a researcher at the Cato Institute, first used the term in 2001 to describe his concept of parallel internets that would be run as distinct, private, and autonomous universes. Splinternet is not something new. We already live in a world of 2 or 3 internets. China's Great Firewall is a major example. The famed Great Firewall is just a firewall that inspects every bit of traffic entering Chinese cyberspace and checks it against a block list. You can't access Facebook, Google, or Twitter in China. Instead, they have their own search engines and social media. China has its version of web, in which the information is controlled or filtered according to the interest of government. Russia is planning to mimic China and create their own version of web. In May 2019, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed legislation known as the Sovereign Internet Law, to shield the country from what it called the aggressive nature of the United States' national cybersecurity strategy. The law, which came into effect in November 2019, installed technological equipment to counter external threats and allow the Russian network to track, filter, and reroute internet traffic. So Russia is working on its own intranet for some years now. And after facing cyber attacks and backlash from major companies, Russia is speeding up their plan towards Splinternet. Although it hasn't being officially announced, Russia already tried unplugging from the internet, and is taking steps to limit its reliance on the global internet. Russia understands that the internet we're using is centralized and is controlled by American FAANG companies. FAANG stands for Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. Last month Russia even banned Facebook for being guilty of extremist activity. Most of Russians are using VPNs to stay connected to global internet, while others are turning to other popular Russian-owned alternatives like Vkontakte or Odnoklassniki. Understanding the current situation, it's important for Russia to become self-dependent. But many experts fear Splinternet, because in Splinternet, instead of the single global internet we have today, we will have a number of national or regional networks that don't speak to one another, and perhaps even operate using incompatible technologies. That would spell the end of the internet as a single global communications technology. China and Iran still use the same internet technology as the US and Europe, even if they have access to only some of its services. If Russia sets up rival governance bodies and a rival network, only the mutual agreement of all the world's major nations could rebuild it. The era of a connected world would be over. Internet may never be the same again for any of us. Initially, creating infrastructure for internet was not easy. Cables were laid out on the bottom of the oceans between countries. And if Russia disconnects itself from the global internet, it has to overcome many challenges. First of all would be recreating the framework and infrastructure for Splinternet, that would cost billions of dollars. Russia has around 3,000 ISPs, but in Splinternet there would be only a single ISP, that will create a huge problem to current internet service providers, which are already facing a crisis due to backlash from major internet companies. Another problem would be with standardization of Splinternet, according to the global internet. If in future, Russia is needed to connect their Splinternet to global internet or another Splinternet, they might not be working with the same technology and it would make it impossible to reconnect. One of the most major problem would be security threats. As creating a totally advanced and secured intranet won't be easy. And if any cyber attack happen and they are able to enter the intranet, the whole country's intranet would be affected. Currently this doesn't happen because even the cyber criminals are using the same internet. They will receive targeted security threats. So, they need to be technologically strong just like China, but China is building this since the initial days of internet. And doing this now would be a major challenge for Russia. Another problem that comes along with Splinternet is confinement and censorship. Everything on Splinternet would be confined, all the information would be censored. There might a total different set of information about a local event or world event, and perhaps a total splintered view of reality. This will take away the freedom we have with the global internet, and you will see what government wants you to see. It's understandable that even with the internet we use today, we face a lot of problem. It may be privacy, or explicit content that might be harmful, or ownership of our data. But we're working on next generation of internet, in which everything will be decentralized and work on blockchain technology, providing you with privacy and ownership of your data. It is called Web 3.0. This video will explain Web 3.0 in detail, link given in description. So, creation of Splinternet will have its advantages and disadvantages. And only time will tell how this will change our internet. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed our video, please hit that like button and share as much as possible. In our next video we will explain how Splinternet is related to blockchain, and how it's different from Web 3.0. Thanks for all the love and support. We bring you all the latest news in the tech world.